of the many interesting things that happened when I started dating a Danish woman was that I started to watch soccer, football, the game the non-United States person calls football. And I've learned to enjoy it. So much so, I'm watching the World Cup. And this is amazing, high-quality football. Spirited, exciting. The players are displaying an enormous skill and prowess. These players can do amazing things. But here's one thing these amazing players can't do. They cannot prevent an exciting and important match to be decided by penalty kicks. I watched the Spain-Morocco game and it ended in a 0-0 tie, which Morocco won in penalty kicks. Penalty kicks? Did any players commit a foul? No. The only foul that was committed was by FIFA. You watch these players play a magnificent game and then the game is decided by penalty kicks? You're deciding a game by a different game because you're playing football, not penalty kicks. You might as well decide the outcome of the World Cup by having a jacks tournament. Now I know I might sound a little angry, but I'm not angry so much as disappointed. I mean, watching an amazing game be decided by penalty kicks is like having a great meal. When you have a great entree and a great appetizer and a great dessert, and then after you've had all this great food, they give you a cup of stagnant pond water scum. Well, the only thing you remember about this great meal is the taste of stagnant pond water scum. I realize that when you grow up watching a game and you watch it on a daily, monthly sports diet, you don't really think critically about, is this the best version of the game it can be? I mean, could it be better? I got ideas. Now, before I get to my more radical ideas, let's say we keep the penalty kick as a way of deciding a draw. Well, if that's the case, we ought to move the place where the ball is kicked for this special penalty kick to a different spot. They could move the spot farther away from the goal than the penalty kick. And it's easy to do because the referee has one of those little spray things he puts down when they have a free kick. He could just make another circle farther away. So instead of kicking a penalty kick from 12 yards away from the goal, the kick could be moved to a spot, say 25 yards away from the goal. It would put the striker and the goalie on more equal terms. Doing so would result in a more competitive way of breaking a tie. And we shouldn't even call them penalty kicks because no one committed a foul. They should be called victory kicks. And now for a radical idea. We could have a new rule that decreases the squads by one at the beginning of additional extra time and then decreases the squads again by another player each and every 5 minutes. You would go down to 9, another 5 minutes, 8, then 7, then 6, and 5 aside as the additional extra time progresses. With so many fewer players on the pitch, some team is bound to score a goal. Maybe several goals. And isn't scoring goals far more satisfying than watching these players kick penalty kicks from 12 yards away? And here's another idea. You could also decrease the size of the pitch starting at the additional extra time and continue to do so at every 5-minute increment. So you start the extra time with a 90-meter field, and then in 5 minutes go to an 85-meter field, then a 75-meter field, 65-meter field, 55-meter field, and a 45-meter field, and of course decrease the width of the pitch by the same proportion. Between the smaller pitch and fewer players on the pitch, a goal is sure to be scored in this additional extra time. A solution has to be found. I was watching the UEFA 2020 Cup final between England and Italy. And guess how it ended? That's right, penalty kicks. Even the announcers were disgusted. Yet they had to rationalize how the game ended in such a demeaning fashion. One of the announcers said he could live with the result because it seemed like the Italians played a better game. that they deserve to win. Well, if you're going to rationalize a victory by which team performed better, you might as well make football a performance-based sport like diving or gymnastics. Let's say the judges determined the outcome of the match, and the winner by split decision and champion of the 2020 UEFA Cup is Italy. At least that would be more satisfying than penalty kicks. The fans would be happier. The fans of the team that won and the neutral fans would say, yeah, they deserve to win. And the fans of the team that were awarded a loss, I mean, if that's possible to award a team a loss, would be angry in moral indignation, which is a lot better than being depressed beyond belief. You would think that because football is the beautiful game, it ought to be the intelligent game. And they ought to be able to figure something out. Otherwise, they shouldn't call it football, but penalty kicks.